Go ahead.
Just a great win by our football team on the road. Obviously coming into the week, you got to give Kent State credit. They've won 12 straight games here at home, so they've done a great job defending their home turf. But I'm just proud of our guys. The way the game started to go down 13-0. The defense really played about 2.5 quarters of shutout football right there. And obviously at the end when they tied the game up, just told the guys on the sideline and told the guys in the booth that we got to go win the game. This is Maction at its best. The offensive guys had a great look in their eye before they took the field, before that last drive. And it was awesome. And then to be able to finish the game, the defense did a great job getting a stop on downs there. We took over, man, and we knew that we're not leaving that field without getting a first down. And so just to run the ball, 3 straight plays when everybody on the stadium, everybody on TV watching knew that that's what was coming. And just to grind it out, the offensive line deserves credit for finishing that. And then just Carson Steele, what can you say? To finish with 192 yards and just run the way he does, man. It's a special player, but just a great win, great team win for us. And I told our team today that, the best team's going to win. And this is what Maction's all about. It's team time right now. It's team time right now, and proud of our guys.
Coach, you said, I think you've said about everything you can about Carson Steele this year, surpassing 1,000 yards tonight for him. I mean, what does it mean to have him on your team in those moments where, like you said, they know where it's coming and he's still able to get the first down?
The guy runs so hard, but he practices so hard too. And it's great when you can have a player like that, he works so hard in practice and then, you play the way you practice. And I'm just so proud of him because that's the way he was when he came here early in his career as a true freshman. He practiced so hard. He earned his reps. He earned his opportunity to play. And ever since he's gotten on the field, he's never looked back. He just gets better every week. He gets stronger every game. Everybody knows that the ball's going to go to him, and just proud of him. And again, it starts with the offensive line. Those guys did a great job of just continuing to work all night long. The game ebbs and flows, and Carson is a special player.
Saw the emotion after the third quarter, obviously after the game, a little gassed right now. How important of a win was this at this point in the year? Can you put into words?
No, it's Maction, really we played going into today and the last meeting we had at the hotel before we got on the bus, it's really, we played 8 games, but really to some degree, this is a new season. It's Maction. You play 4 straight Tuesday night games, and the best teams that can play their best football in the month of November are going to give themselves a chance. And yeah, I'm emotionally spent. It was a great celebration with the guys in the locker room. And yeah, I exhausted myself. My dancing stinks, but I gave it my best effort. I sang as loud as I could possibly sing the fight song in the locker room. Lost my voice, but every second of it was worth it just to celebrate with the guys.
Defense, played big again today, but the offense kind of got back on track, especially, in that first half after going down. How important was that to see the offense, be able to put together some drives?
Yeah, there's no question because obviously the game didn't start the way that we wanted it to. They went down the field and obviously got a field goal their first drive. We respond with for great first play there, but then we had the interception on a tip pass, and really just proud of the offense for keeping their composure. John didn't blink. He had his best game to date on the sideline. He was an awesome leader. He was calm, cool, collected. I told him before the game, we're both competitors, but let's just make sure we love each other throughout the game. For 4 quarters on the sideline, let's stay thick and through. Let's stay together here through thick and thin. And I was really proud of just the way he handled himself all night and just led the offense back to, scoring 17 points there in the second quarter, and then, making some big plays when we needed them the most, at the end of the game.
One win away from bowl eligibility with 3 games left. What does that mean for this team?
I guess I'm not even really concerned about that. All I know right now is, we got to get on this bus. This will be a great 4 hour and 15 minutes, 4 hour and 30-minute bus ride, whatever it is back home. We're going to have some canes. That's going to be great. But it's on to Toledo, and obviously, they're sitting on top of the West right now. So it's another huge game for us going on the road. to Toledo is another great challenging place to play at Toledo, and we got to get back, get healed up, and get on with our process.
That's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you.
Obviously, congrats on the win, Coach. Great win. You guys obviously came back again from being down. This season you guys have had multiple games where you've been down and you've came back to win. What does that say about your team in general?
I think their attitude is awesome. It's just a never say die attitude. You're never out of the fight. And I think we just believe that. We've been in that situation a lot, not just this year, but in years past. Just you're never out of the fight. Just keep playing, man. Just keep competing, keep fighting. And just stick by each other's side. And that's what makes me so proud of the guys. It's just that they're always committed to each other, and the defense has to help the offense has to help the defense, the special team has to help everybody, and I think we just try to stay together. We always try to stay together no matter what, and just the never say die attitude is awesome.
Absolutely. Like you said a little bit ago, John threw a pick on the opening offensive drive, and after he did that, he kept his head, played great. How important is that, especially in college football, for a quarterback to come back after a play like that?
No, it's awesome. It speaks to his character. It speaks to his toughness mentally and physically. And, to come to battle through that, to not blank, to know that, you never want to start the game like that on play number 2. But, he, like I said, he handled himself awesome tonight. The best game he's had all year. Just the way he carried himself, from start to finish, and how awesome he was on the sideline, just rallying the troops. He was really special in the locker room before the game. He and Clayton Coll both addressed the offense and addressed the defense. And, I sit in the coach's locker room, and man, I got goosebumps listening to those guys address the team and, talk about, how important it is to take the field and play for each other and empty the tank for one another.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Man, so you guys go down 13-0 there to start the game. What's the attitude on the defense like when you're midway through the first quarter and already down 2 scores?
Just with holding them to the 2 field goals, knowing that it was 13, not 14, knowing that we got put in a bad situation on the first one or the second one. But that was still the first quarter. There's a lot of football left. Buckle up. We trusted in our game plan. They hit us on a couple things. We adjusted to it, and we rolled with it. There's really not a whole lot of panic. It's not happy by all means, but we knew that there were some things that we could tweak, things that we could work on, and trust our game plan fully and just get going. And once we get settled in, it obviously paid off for us.
Yeah, obviously they're all big here at the end of the year, but how important? You saw the emotion on the sideline. How important was this win for this team?
It was huge. Coming off of a disappointing loss against Eastern, you're not really happy about that at home. But we had some time off, recovered, came back, knowing that this 4-game stretch was a big deal for us. Me and John talked about it a little bit before the game, but that loss in 19 here left a really bitter taste in my mouth. Seeing a lot of the seniors that I grew close with, really disappointed in the loss. Because that was a changing point in that 19 season. So I knew that coming here was going to be a hard one to win. They'd won 12 straight at home since 2019, I believe. And it was hard. And that's why there was so much emotion, because we knew this was a tough win on the road, 5-hour trip. But it just keeps the season rolling. Now we got 3 more. It's one at a time. So it's some action. Let's get going.
Yeah, back and forth there in the second half, a lot of defense. What was kind of said going into especially the fourth quarter? What was kind of the message on the sideline for you guys?
Let's just go finish this game for our offense. Let's go get the ball back in John and Carson's hands as much as we could, and let those guys work. Looking at the clock, knowing that time was ticking, they had all 3 of their timeouts at one point, knowing that it was going to come down to us to get a stop, to get them the ball back, whether that was going to be for our offense to run the clock out or for us to go back out again. But it was just, let's just keep doing what we're doing. They were scoreless in the second and third, and they had that one run in the fourth, and that was a little disappointing to have to turn to our offense and say, hey, we need you. But those guys answered, and once we got back out there, it was like, all right, let's finish. Let's finish this game for our offense, and let's get them the ball back.
Guys are 1 win away from reaching bowl eligibility again. What does that mean for you to be so close to doing something that no team has done in program history?
To go to three straight like that, would be phenomenal. But to be completely honest, I think our intentions are to go 1-0, because if we go 1-0 next week, then we are sitting in a good spot in the conference that we want to be for Detroit. And absolutely, if another win just happens to mean 6 and that we got a chance for a bowl bid, then bring it with me. Christmas will come early.
That's all I got, man. Thank you.
Hey, Clayton, coach just said you're one of the main leaders on this team. And, obviously you guys go down 13 in the first half, but you stepped up defense after that. As a leader on the team, how do you get your team to go out there and try and get that back?
You just got to trust in your guys. We preach a lot about doing your job and trusting your brother, trusting your teammate. And this team has gelled a lot. So when we got out there, Lucas had a really solid punt, put them back on their side, and they went 3 and out. So 3 and out quick, after they had been successful on their drives before and got to 13-0. And I think that 3 and out, we got to the sidelines and guys were like, all right, let's go. That was a 3 and out. We did it. Let's just repeat and let's just stick to the game plan. We didn't change anything. They got up 13-0 and Coach Stock said, all right, we're going to run our stuff. So when you have a coaching staff that believes in you like that and trusts in the game plan, and guys can just sit on the sidelines and say, all right, yeah, that was on me, or that was on me, we messed up, then let's turn around and just trust the process, trust the game plan, and let's go.
Nice. Obviously, you guys have had about 2 or 3 games where you've been down, but you came back and get the victory. When you guys went down this game, were you nervous, or did you have in the back of your mind, okay, we've been here before, we can win from this? What's kind of your mindset with that?
We got down 13-0, and I've been in games before where we get down early, and we came back. And it's not really, I wouldn't even look at this one as a comeback. I mean, obviously, if you look at it 13-0, we came back, we scored, 20 unanswered. They tied it up at 20, and John and Tanner had that touchdown. But it's just supreme confidence that we are going to get the job done. We came here for a win. That's what we wanted. And I just felt like the whole time, like we were going to win this game. Even down 13-0, I was like, all right, this is doable. This is manageable. Let's chip away at this lead that they got, and let's go win this game in the 4th.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Clayton. Thank you.
All right. Obviously, game doesn't start how you'd want it there. Interception on the second play. How do you reset mentally to come out and you guys ended up going down 13-0. How did the offense kind of reset to respond there?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a big emphasis for me all week. Is I've been kind of like this throughout the year with my emotions, and I'm a really fiery guy, and I love that element of my game. But definitely made an intentional effort this week to stay more composed, stay cooler in practice, kind of let it come to me a little bit more, let the game come to me a little bit more, and just kind of just really been intentional about that. Did some work with some people around the building and the strength staff that really helped me out a lot. Just kind of different strategies and tips that I've come from my grandfather, or from people around the facility, of just getting feedback about staying cool and, being that for the offense is something I was really intentional about all week. So, right when it happened, I was like, I'm going to go to my process, go to my routine, get my mental back straight. And, it's one play at a time. So, coming back out, I was excited to get back out there and compete. But, yeah, it was a bummer, I feel like I've had a couple of those where they get tipped up and then it's like, there's not a ton I can do, when it's a good read or whatnot. So, next play mentality, and our defense did a heck of a job holding them to 3 there, which was huge. And, even though we kind of had some lulls early on, our defense really stepped up and gave us confidence that they were going to hold them, and that we were going to eventually put some drives together.
What is that process like for you what do you kind of go through mentally to kind of reset or recompose?
Yeah. I think getting to the sideline, getting some water, taking deep breaths, kind of getting into that zone, getting into that flow state of where, I can refocus and put it behind me and learn from it. And then kind of focus on to the next play. That's kind of my thing. It's kind of hard to describe, it's more stuff that's going on in my mind. It's not, a specific thing that I'm doing physically. So, just kind of getting back into my flow state. The mind's a powerful tool, and you gotta be able to use it just like you gotta be able to use, your body physically.
Yeah, obviously, second half was a slog defensively, but you guys were spotted after they tied the game. Where do you find that, I guess, to be able to drive down the field and respond, when maybe the offense wasn't clicking in the second half? Or how did you guys, how were you guys able to, pull ahead there?
Yeah, we get a couple first downs, and then it would kind of be a lull, and then you know, we kind of had that consistently, over like 5-6 drives, which is obviously frustrating. But I think we've shown that we're a really good situational football team. That's something that we've preached heavily through camp, through the off season. And I think we just gotta keep being consistent with not taking off the gas at all and keeping the pedal to the metal. And I think that's for everybody. If it's when we get a huge lead, you don't want the defense to take off the pedal to the metal. And if we're down or it's a one possession game, we still gotta play to win and compete every series. So I think that's something that we're going to take into going into practice. And it seems like our first and our third quarters we can have a lot of improvement.
Yeah. And then last one for me, obviously a big win for you guys in a number of ways. And you saw the emotion after the game. Can you put into words, how important this win was for this team?
Yeah, it's action, baby. Let the chaos begin. We got a bunch of guys that are agents of chaos. So I love it. I think it's the best. It's just such a fun conference. It's so competitive. Anyone can win any week, really. The talent is so spread out evenly throughout all the teams. There's no, I don't want to compare to another conference, but there's no sleeper games. There's no games where you can kind of, go through the motions and get a victory. You got to bring your best every week. And I think that's something that we're going to kind of really rely on going forward. And, I've said it before, but you got to play 60 minutes against us. And there's going to be a lot of situations that come about, and we're fine playing a dogfight, one possession game. Obviously we haven't really had many where we're just blowing guys out, but you got to play 60 minutes against us.
That's all I got. Thanks.
Obviously, John, the pick you had and, the first drive, after that, you kind of found your stride and you had especially the deep ball to Jackson for a touchdown. Yeah. Those kind of touchdown passes, you still think about the interception, but do those help you, kind of get over that?
No, I'm over the interception right starting the next series. Obviously that's the easy answer. But for me, the completions, getting into a rhythm is important. Short and then kind of moving into the longer game. But it's obviously a confidence booster because we haven't had many deep shots, big explosive plays like that. So I think that's huge going forward. And we had a couple of those today, which was great. We just got to keep being smart. I got to keep being smart and making good decisions and taking care of the football. And I think those explosive plays will come with time. Anytime you get a long touchdown pass or a completion, that's always building my confidence for sure.
Nice. You guys have a really good tight end class this year with Brady and with Tanner, and without touchdown pass you through the Tanner. The announcers he had to be one of the Moss catches on ESPN tonight, but does that kind of help your thinking? Like when you're like, okay, I got guys I can throw the ball to a little bit higher and then get it, or do you still not really think of that, or what?
Yeah, 100%. There's a security blanket. I'm always down to give Brady or Tanner a chance, and they both have phenomenal hands. They're both awesome playmakers. So yeah, it definitely is something that I take into account of, either Tanner's ball or Brady's ball or nobody's ball. So, kind of want to think about where I'm going to locate it. They do such a phenomenal job, and they're primed for unbelievable success in the future. I can't wait to see what they continue to do.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Just like I was saying, it was a huge win, be able to come out one at a time. Just the next game is the biggest game, and trying to win out, these last 4 games is the biggest thing for us because, that put us in a chance to be in the MAC championship. So just being able to, lead this team and be able to lead all these dudes and be able to win this game, just meant the world to us. So.
Obviously there at the end, I think, everyone in the stadium knew you were getting the ball. What's going through your head as you're trying to pick up those crucial first downs?
Just trying to keep as relaxed as I can. And, props to the O-line, creating those holes, and, just make sure I got both hands on the ball, don't want to be dropping it here and there, but, just trying to drive my feet, keep getting that first down to be able to, take that victory. So.
I think you became the 8th runner in the FBS to reach 1,000 yards this season. Personally, what does that mean to you?
It's just a blessing, I try not to, focus on, personal stats, but, it's just a true blessed feeling. But got to give a props to my O-line. If they go work, day in, day out, people don't really get to see that much. But, somebody who's always back there, watching them, it's a grind, they call it the trenches for a reason. So just props to them, being able to run behind those dudes.
Yeah, obviously, you guys find yourself down again in this one early. I mean, what's the mindset for you guys when you go down, and how does this team, find that motivation to come back in so many of these games this year?
Definitely. Action, those, 1 point games, by 7, here and there, but just trying to, stay calm, don't get upset when we get down, because we, with our play calls and schemes and stuff like that, we know we can get back into things. And, just like tonight, we calmed down, everything was focused, and, we came back and got a win. So.
Yeah, obviously, everyone talks about that one game at a time mindset. I mean, how do you guys keep that kind of going? With knowing, what's on the table next week.
Yeah, definitely. Just like you said, what's on the table, we know what we have to do, but, just trying to focus mostly on those 1 games, that's going to make us win the most. If we try to focus down the road, we're not going to worry about the first game that's coming up and we got to play. So just trying to, show the team, tell the team, hey, this game could be make it or break it, so we just have to focus on this one first and get the win and keep going on from there.
That's all I got. Thank you.
So in the game, when you first came in, you had a decent run. The announcers kind of compared you to Marshawn Lynch. Do you think that is a fair representation of your game and your style?
Hey, I love it. Yeah, definitely. Just trying to, take on that one hit and then keep going. So yeah, I definitely like that comparison. So
Yeah. Earlier in the game, you caught like a screen. You one hand caught it. Do you like when you get the ball thrown like that, or do you prefer keeping on, at the run game?
whatever's good to me, I love to do it all. So hopefully, just being able to get out there, being able to block for John and block for, all my other teammates, being able to catch, run, do whatever they need me to do, and try to help out and get this win. But definitely love getting catches out of the backfield, so sometimes it scares me a little bit trying to go out for that one hand. But yeah, definitely love getting,
Yeah.
catches.
They said 4 100-yard games now for you this season. What does that say to you about kind of the season you've had, but also kind of the mood of this team of how you guys have done?
Definitely just, I'm excited, super excited to keep on rolling. But just being able to, kind of try to be a weapon all over the field, trying to catch balls like you were saying, and runs and stuff like that, and having, those big amount of carries, and just trying to take off a workload for the wide receivers and John here and there, being able to, make the team complete, so that's really going to help us get that victory.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.